Alright, in this video, we're going to go ahead and try to implement what we did in this right here, the turret range, into our actual game. Let's take a brief refresher about what we actually have in our game. It's been a couple of videos since we've worked in our actual game. So currently, it only fires... Oof. Let's go ahead and change that a little bit. Currently, our fire rate is 2 seconds. Let's go ahead and change that to 0.1. And it only fires if the distance to the enemy is below 200 pixels. So it should fire pretty immediately for us. So 200 pixels is about right here. Right, and it starts firing immediately. So what I want to do is I want to go ahead and make that range reflective of this distance. Now before I do that, there's one problem that's really quick that I want to address. It's that our turret is aimed even if it's not in range. And if we go back to balloons, we'll remember that this turret only aims when it's in range. So I'm going to go ahead and address that first. So to do that, we have this condition: the turret distance is below 200 pixels, and we're just going to add it to here. Right there. Let's go ahead and try that. So now it's not aimed, and it aims. Alright, and it stays at that position. That's okay. Alright, so now it only aims toward the first enemy when the distance is below 200 pixels. Let's go ahead and increase this a little to really see that it is working. Let's go ahead and change that to 2. So not aiming, bam, aiming. Still aiming. Alright, so that's out of range, so it doesn't aim anymore. Awesome. So we got that to work. Alright, so we got the aiming to work within 200 pixels. Actually, I think that's good enough for its own video. Let's go ahead and do this range implementation later. So right now I'm going to go ahead and clean up our code a little bit, because we see here that we have this, the turret distance to enemy is below 200 pixels, 2 times in our code. I'm going to go ahead and consolidate this code. So if the turret distance to enemy is below 200 pixels, I want to rotate the turret. So I'm going to go ahead and make a new event. Make a sub event. I'm going to drag this down here. I'm going to rotate the turret, and I'm going to go ahead and create bullets and single turret fire rate. So if I'm close enough, then I'll rotate turret towards first enemy in range, right? It has to be in range. And here I'll just leave it the same. But I no longer need this condition right here because it's already up there. Alright, let's go ahead and check it to make sure nothing happened. Nothing changed, everything still works. Alright, everything still seems to work, just like we had previously. Let's go ahead and try it one more time. Let's go ahead and try 0.5, just to double check things. Save, run. Alright, so my fire rate is a little bit too fast, but we see now that it does work. I think 1.5 might be a good number for testing purposes. because our tank spawn is 1 second. Okay, and notice it doesn't aim at the last one, it only aims within range. Awesome. So I think that's good enough for a short video. In the next video, we're going to go ahead and try to implement this range into here.